Hello to the people of the Bridge Church. This is Ryan Atkins from Cincinnati, Ohio. I'm 27 years old and I'm excited to be with you this morning. I have had the pleasure to get connected with Pastor Charles through my website, flatonmyfeet.com, and really just excited to share a little bit about how I have experienced the way that God uses our different trials to make His name known. And I know we're taking a look at the book of Philippians today, specifically Paul while he's in jail. And I have really been inspired by what I see in the life of Paul. And before I get into that, here's a little bit about my story.
As a junior at the University of Cincinnati, Ryan Atkins was on top of the world. It was 2009. He had a full-ride scholarship with a good internship, enjoying everything that comes with college life.
Pretty much on top of the world. I thought, at 21 years old, what could be better? All of a sudden, I'm driving with some fraternity brothers and lost control of the car.
The accident changed his life.
Next thing I know, I broke my neck and I was in the hospital for about 4 months and paralyzed below the shoulders and not really given much hope from doctors and pretty much told that this would be my life.
Ryan quickly began intense physical therapy.
Pretty quickly I realized that as hard as I tried, I physically would not be able to overtake the paralysis on my own, and a miracle is what I would need.
4 years, dozens of those intense physical therapy sessions, and hundreds of prayers later, the 25-year-old has found himself on a journey he never expected.
So, in this tough time in my life, I began to realize how God was drawing me near to Him. And I began to not just seek healing, but ultimately the healer Himself. I really began to see just how badly I needed Jesus. And it was in this season where, as I started to be open about what God was doing in my life, doors began to open, whether it be the website or speaking opportunities at different churches, or the group of high school guys that I meet with every Sunday. It was also in this season that I got reconnected to a classmate of mine from elementary school, who I am thankfully going to be marrying this fall. And the two of us have teamed up together on the website, and it's really been a chance for us to realize how God has ultimately used this situation for our good and has given us a voice to people not only in our community, our city, but now across the country, to where I'm sitting in my bedroom and have a chance to speak to a church in Washington. Through all these opportunities, I really realized what Paul shares in the jail cell as he's writing to the church of Philippi. He says, friends, you be encouraged. What has happened, God is using it for good. So while some may look at my life and see what has happened as a tragedy, I want to insist upon the opposite. And I feel humbled that God can use my situation to speak to others. I think when it comes to dealing with trials, it's crucial to keep an eternal mindset. Just like Paul was focused on what was going to matter in eternity, rather than just being frustrated over the current situation. And I want to emulate that in my life. Now that I deeply understand my need for a Savior, I can share that with others, and in the process, God has opened up this platform far beyond what I could have imagined. And as C.S. Lewis says, pain is God's megaphone to a deaf world, and he really just allows me the chance to share what he's doing in my life, and I want to take advantage of that. So look, you're never going to find me thrilled about the fact that I'm currently in this physical condition, paralyzed below the neck. But, you know, I would say Paul probably wasn't too pumped up about the fact he was getting sucker punched and thrown in a dungeon and left for dead. And at the end of the day, I realized that this is worth every minute of frustration or fatigue or pain, because I know that God's using it for good. So thanks for having me at the bridge this morning. If you'd like to stay in the loop with my journey, you can check out flatonmyfeet.com for more blog posts or video updates ranging from Stephanie and I's relationship to miraculous progress to some fun videos with my high school guys. It's been fun documenting our journey, and hope to hear from some of you. But have a great weekend.